Welcome to the exciting world of economics. In this fast-paced realm of money, industry, and trade, understanding fundamental concepts is key to everything from running a business to running a country. So what is economics anyways? Well, it's the study of how resources are exchanged in society and impacts decisions from personal finance to global economies. So what does this have to do with FBLA? Well, the FBLA Economics Competitive Event is a 100-question objective test on both micro and macroeconomic concepts. The most important concept in the free market is voluntary exchange, which is the interaction between sellers and buyers to make a willing transaction. Take, for example, when you go to the grocery store looking for some apples. You see that they're priced at $2 per pound and decide to buy a pound of apples. You then go to the cash register and pay the price. However, it goes deeper than that. Let's actually take a look at the market for apples. To do so, we'll use the concepts of supply and demand. First, let's draw a graph where price per pound is on the y-axis, labeled as P for price, and pounds of apples are on the x-axis, labeled as Q for quantity. Let's now look at you, the buyer. When prices go up, people will buy fewer apples. When prices go down, people will buy more apples. This is simply the law of demand. On the flip side, let's look at it from the store's point of view, or in other words, the seller. When prices go up, the store can make more profit and would order more apples. When prices go down, the store makes less profit and would order fewer apples. This is the law of supply. If we put it all together, however, we see that we might run into a few challenges. If apple prices are low at $1, we'd really want to buy apples, but stores wouldn't have an incentive to sell them. In other words, demand would be high but supply would be low, which is what we call a shortage in the quantity. On the other hand, if apple prices are high at $9, stores would really want to sell lots of apples, but consumers aren't as inclined to buy them, so supply would be high and demand would be low, which is what we call a surplus in the quantity. The quote-unquote Goldilocks point, where the supply is equal to the demand, is known as the equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity. This is where both graphs intersect. Usually, however, prices aren't static. They change all the time. If our graph shows supply and demand of apples in the fall, during peak apple harvesting season, what happens during the spring when apples are out of season? Well, the supply is going to decrease across the board, shifting the entire supply curve to the left. And when we're back in peak apple season, the supply curve will shift back to the right. The demand curve can also be affected. One way is by consumer preferences. Maybe one day doctors find out that apples are actually bad for you, and instead, they now recommend that an orange a day will keep the doctor away. Now consumers are going to be less likely to buy apples no matter the price, so the demand curve shifts to the left. If doctors start endorsing apples again, then the demand curve shifts back to the right. Congratulations! Through our exploration of supply and demand, you are now equipped with a strong understanding of business fundamentals which will prepare you to navigate the FBLA economics event and beyond.